wakes up at 5 a.m., takes cold showers, and meditates. That's right, guys. It's your local entrepreneur. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but more and more people have entrepreneur in their bio. So do I. We've all seen those super ambitious people pop up online, and it's quite inspiring to watch. One of them I found is named Dave Ramsey. Wait, his name is actually... fuck. Oh, shit, it's Dave Asprey. Okay, not Dave Ramsey. Who's Dave Ramsey? Who's Dave Ramsey? Sounds familiar. Alright, so I know that there's a lot of people that take supplements. Honestly, I look really bad today, and I don't want to make this video because I'm literally gonna get in so much trouble because I'm like roasting my own species, but here it goes. Let's talk about the placebo effect, shall we? So I feel like, and this is my thesis, but more and more entrepreneurs are hopping on this placebo train. And if you don't know what a placebo effect is, it's basically when you think a substance or treatment works even when there's no effect. It's like when your mom applies CBD lotion when you know there's not enough dosage to even give an effect, but she's like, oh, Jade, I'm cool and hip. Sorry, mom. Or it's like when you take a weight loss pill, even though there's no effects of actual results, you think you're losing weight, because, sweetie, you're on the fit tea, you know what I mean? And it's actually a huge marketing technique, but we're not gonna talk about that, okay? Today, we're gonna talk about our friend, what's his name? Today, we're gonna talk about our friend, Dave Asprey. We're talking about Dave Asprey.
I know what you're thinking. This dude seems crazy. Honestly, I thought so too. His name is Dave Asprey. He's a CEO of Bulletproof. He's an entrepreneur. And he's also known for experimenting with drugs.
I think Dave Asprey is a good example of someone who's on the placebo effect, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna dive into a little bit more about why it's actually maybe an okay thing, but I just want to clear some things in the air, which is I don't hate this guy. Okay, I'm not a roasting channel. I love Cody Co, but I don't know if it's my place to roast someone, but you know, that's today's video. We're gonna really break apart this dude. I'm gonna get in trouble. Here's the thing with Dave, okay? I don't have a problem with Dave. So this is what happened. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I feel like I really want to optimize my life. I also run a few startups and businesses, so I feel like it's my job to really perform well. So one of the podcasts I listen to is called the Better Health Podcast, and one of the people they interviewed was our boy, Dave. And on this podcast, he was completely normal. Like, this dude gave quality advice, talked about how to meditate, be more mindful, and I really like what this dude had to say. And if you don't know Dave is actually the CEO of Bulletproof Coffee. Yes, I actually do drink Bulletproof on the daily, so it's kind of oxymoron that I'm roasting him. So again, I was listening today and it wasn't really something crazy. Like, I thought this dude was normal until I found his podcast. So Dave has this podcast called The Bulletproof Radio, and I thought it was like pretty fun and dandy. Like, everything he said made sense until I heard this. He basically says he's going to live to 180 years old. And that's not really the weird thing, believe it or not. Like, that's not what shook me. What shook me was the things he does to make sure he lives to 180 years old. And today we're gonna break down exactly the process. So if you want to anti-age, live a little longer, grow a multi-million-dollar company, and like fucking hook yourself up to wires and shit, this is the video. So let's break it down. And if you don't believe me, you can literally Google Dave Asprey, and like the #1 search is like Dave Asprey wants to live to 180. Like, he makes it very clear to his audience. Like, I'm gonna live longer than all of you motherfuckers. Okay, so here's the thing. Dave Asprey says that he glitches twice in a month, and he doesn't know why. Yeah, I was confused. Check this out.
I used to have dozens of tip of the tongue moments where I just couldn't come up with the right word, and after I started taking nootropics, I've gotten to the point where I don't fish for words. I don't drop words. It's exceptionally rare. Earlier this morning, I couldn't come up with words 4 times in a row. I did something wrong because I haven't had a brain that performs this poorly in so long. And I diagnosed what I think it was. It was probably eating an incredibly excessive amount of rosemary and oregano, like a cup of each one in a pizza-like thing that I made last night. So I think I might have just overdone it on the volatile organics.
Okay, yeah, so basically he brings on this like neuroscientist dude on his podcast, and like Dave is asking this dude advice of the reason why he like wanders off. Like, he was basically so confused of why my brain forgets a word or it slips out, you know, twice a month. He's like, is it my fucking diet? Is it the oregano? Bitch, the fuck? Bro, Dave, I just want to hug this dude. Like, your brain glitches because we're human. We're not perfect. We're not going to memorize things like Google because that's not how we're built. At least that's what I think. And he's like so obsessed with the fact that his mind, and I don't know if I'm hearing this right, but he glitches twice a month and it's bothering him. Bro, if that was my problem in life, that I was glitching twice a month, you know how happy I'd be? And of course, jokes aside, he probably has other problems, but like, bro, I glitch 20 times a day. Probably more. I probably should not even be in his presence. Like, I will glitch so often. Like, I don't even know what I ate yesterday. I don't even remember what I ate today. All right, so enough of the fucking glitch. There's another thing he does, okay? Our boy Dave, he loves his plants. And not the succulents. I mean, I'm talking about the plants.
Laniracetam, Siltap, phenylpiracetam, methylcobalamin, zeaxanthin, GABA wave. I'll warn you, doesn't taste great, but it's worth it.
You take all of these, put them in your hand, and then you just take them. Is that safe to do?
It's totally safe to do that. I look back to my college days where we had beer bongs. It's exactly the same technique. I have some of the most expensive pee on the planet.
I know what you're thinking. This dude seems crazy.
Okay, I've never even smoked weed. I haven't really lived life. I've just really have no life. Honestly, I don't judge anyone who takes drugs or, you know, honestly, it's your life. Do what you want. The only issue is like when you start recommending people to dose on probably highly illegal drugs. I'm not sure if I'm reading this right, but I'm pretty sure he just recommended us to take LCD daily. Bro, my Asian parents would fucking whip my ass if I took LCD daily. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with like the cannabis industry. It's a growing industry and I think there's a lot of benefits to it, but like, man, like is it just me? I just think it's a little weird. Like LCD is a little higher step in the daily aspect, but you know, I could be totally wrong. I probably don't know shit about drugs and how it's beneficial, but I don't know. From my experience, I'm always just like, I'm pretty sure it's bad for you, right? If that's not weird for you, I have a couple more things. Okay, so our third thing is our boy Dave gets hooked up to wires daily. One of his interviews, he mentions that he hooks up his brain to these wires and plays with his kids. Bruh, if my dad fucking had a helmet on and he was like hooked up to a machine and I was like, keep in mind, his kids are like 9 and 12, I would be fucking scared. I would be like, Dad, what are you doing? Nothing, Jade, it's just hooking up to my fucking neuroscience wires. What's up? I just wanted to know if you wanted to come to dinner. It's downstairs. I don't know if I interrupted you. No, Jade, it's fine. I'll be there in 10 minutes, okay? Let me just get hooked up. Let me get situated and I'll meet you downstairs. Okay. Yeah. I would be scared if I was 9 or 12 looking at my dad like that. But, you know, I could be totally wrong again. It could be just a normal millionaire thing. Heck, what do I know about being rich and successful? I'm just a startup founder, bro. So if you're probably like, hey Jade, I'm not convinced this guy's crazy, you're just crazy. Well, let's take a look at his other company. So Dave has started a company called True Blue, which is a UV sunlight eyewear company. I'm not laughing because it's a weird idea. I'm just, again, I don't hate this dude. I want to make it clear, like, I am not Cody Co. I don't feel like I have the right to roast anyone, so bear with me. Dave, if you're watching this, I want to be friends. I think you're cool as fuck. I just wanted some explanations for some of these things, okay? Please. My dream is to sit down and have a bowl of coffee with you and ask you these questions because I'm just an 18-year-old that doesn't know shit. So I would love to learn from you. Okay, all right, so now that's out of the way, let's keep going with the roasting session. So back to the eyewear company, that's not weird. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I just think there's a lot of things he takes to extreme that you wouldn't notice. Like you start listening to this dude like I did. I thought he was fucking cool. He's inspiring. Then you kind of like listen to things that are like, what the fuck? And then you keep hearing more and then you're like, what the actual fuck? So for example, the UV company, totally chill. I think it's super important to block out that harsh lights from your phone because especially when you're trying to sleep, it can be very disturbing. But then Dave talks about his home. So Dave lives on 32 acres in British Columbia, Canada, and he's fucking rich, okay? He has a farm, he has everything you need, and the way he describes his home is interesting. So I'm assuming this is what it looks like. He has a Wi-Fi router, he shuts off with his fancy $500 remote, okay? And then he has a, no charging policy. We have to use batteries because like the charging ports are no bueno for our brains. And lastly, I looked into some research. You're not supposed to use a microwave.
Mechanism. Your microwave oven, obviously, we talked about. Your cell phone, obviously. Your cell phone tower. Your Bluetooth headset. any Bluetooth device, any IoT, the Internet of Things, your baby monitor. Baby monitor, the most sensitive tissue in your brains, they're exposing to this Wi-Fi.
I constantly use a microwave. Is that bad? I think that's the most Americans, right? Like most Americans use microwaves. Am I going crazy? I didn't know it was bad for you, and I honestly feel horrible, but I just don't know how else to cook. Like, do you have to cook everything? Oh God, I sound like a lazy, quirky teen. But someone please empathize with me. Like, who the fuck has time to steam every single meal? I don't. Again, I'm not rich and successful, so what do I know about cooking? All right. So I think we really took our shots at Dave. He really is. Fuck. I feel like a bully. I literally feel so bad. My dad's calling me. Hello, Dad. What's up?
Hey, I'm in front of your school, Juilliard School of Art.
Oh, Juilliard, dude. I dropped out of school, dude. Dad, do you believe in placebo effects?
Yes.
Oh.
Of course.
Like, do you think it's helpful and productive, or do you think it's stupid?
I don't think it matters.
Oh.
What happens is that our mind can really heal stuff,
Right.
But what I learned about placebo is that if you believe in it, it has some value. It's nothing to be discounted for.
Right. All right, there, ladies and gentlemen, that was my dad. If you guys don't know, my dad is an entrepreneur as well. He inspires me throughout my journey. And yeah, I love you, Dad. Okay, that was too gushy. But yeah, honestly, my dad actually taught me the placebo effect and how it's actually very valuable. Something I want to say is there's nothing wrong with believing in methods and practices. If it's beneficial and it provides, progress in your life, I don't think it's bad. And that's why actually, in a weird way, I think everyone should try everything Dave says. Actually, don't do drugs, kids. I'm not old enough to say that. I just do recommend to always keep an open mind. The brain is very powerful. I don't know. I believe there's a place for placebo effects. There's literally a test where people have white labeled pill bottles and then write whatever they want to happen to them on it, and they start taking these mystery pills which has no effects, and say it says lose weight. Some people think that they're losing weight and they take actions that are going to make them lose weight, like eat healthier, work out, but because people don't know that there's nothing in the pill, they automatically assume that it's because of this pill that I feel skinnier. And I feel like this applies to anything. If you think you're a failure, you're going to do failure actions. If you think you're a winner, you're going to take really productive moves. That's in a weird way why I actually like Dave, low-key, because I think like the bulletproof coffee, which is essentially like brain coffee for you to make you smarter. I don't know if it actually works, but I definitely do feel better and take more progressive measures for my business and my companies by taking these small actions and habits. So in a weird way, I hope someone learned something from it, which is try these things out from Dave. I mean, I don't know if it fucking works. Actually, please do not do drugs. I do not want you guys to take drugs after this, unless you want to. I'm definitely not old enough, and that's not legal. So yeah, don't do drugs, kids. But just to recap, I hope this empowers you to just, take control of your brain and realize that your mind is your reality. And you guys are so much more loved and powerful than you think. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm not Cody Co, but why do I keep saying that? You know what? I am Cody Co. If my brain thinks I'm successful and funny, I'm gonna be successful and funny. Alright guys, that's it. I'm the shit. You're not. I'm joking. Shout out to the comment winner. Shout out to the comment winner. Comment on this post to be featured in the next episode. If you guys want to be the next comment winner, just comment below. This was a very last minute video I just had to share. So let me know your thoughts. And if it was funny, I don't even know if I'm funny. Actually, no. Jade, I am funny. You were laughing, definitely. For sure. Alright guys, I love you guys so much. By the way guys, if you want to get roasted even more, join PBJ is my app where we roast creators. If you're someone who posts YouTube or Instagram videos, we have a new update where we're basically your personal trainer using artificial intelligence to roast your accounts. So it looks like this. You guys should check it out if you like. It's free for August, and I love to have you beta test the app as we're trying to experiment with new technologies and become as big as Dave Ramsey. Fuck, his name is not even Dave Ramsey. Dave Asprey. Love you. Alright guys, I love you guys so much. Make sure you give this video a like, share it, subscribe to the podcast. Maybe if Dave sees this video, we can do an interview, hopefully, please. Don't hate me. Okay. Love you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.